We are live, at least I hope we are. Let's double check everything. Yep, we are live on Twitch. Means we are live on YouTube, no doubt. Just wait and see, make sure everything's caught up. Okay, yeah, we seem to be live on everything. Make sure my screen isn't frozen or anything. This is the first time I'm streaming using Restream Studio. Yeah, we're all live and everything. Fantastic. Everything is caught up now. How is everybody? Hope everybody is having a wonderful day so far, has had a wonderful day. Today is the third installment of painting the lion, Lion L. Jonson. As you can see, the screen, it's a little bit different today. I've managed to sort it out so that you can now see everybody's chats if they're watching from Twitch, if they're watching from YouTube. It should all be able to appear on the screen. So when you guys talk to each other, you can actually talk through multiple platforms. So that's pretty cool. As you can see so far, in the last 2 days, we have, let's just focusing on the lion here, we have finished basing Lion. He has now had a base coat all over. I'm going to do one more base coat on the underside of his cloaks and stuff like that, just to make sure that's pretty evenly covered because it's a little bit patchy, and just tidy up the bottom part of his green robes as well. But other than that, he's pretty well covered. Got a little bit of gold to add in underneath here, and then this will all be shaded. So today we're going to be focusing mostly on our shading, and we're going to begin highlighting. Hello, Signed, how are you? And it's showing live on the screen as well. Yay, everything's working well. I like it when things work what they're supposed to. Little things. Hello, Anna Green, that's where you are. You're good. I'm glad to hear that you're good. Have you been up to much today? I'm doing very well, thank you. Can I just ask if music volume and stuff like that is okay? Because if not, I can adjust that a little bit in the background. Okay, I'll try and adjust that. That's fine. Next sound, I can absolutely adjust the music volume on that. Just having a look because right now my overlay is currently over the top of my chat. So I'll make it so chat is on top of my overlay. Is that music volume okay now, signed? Or is that too loud at all? Is that a bit better? Just turned it down a little bit. It's muted at the moment. So giving the try to show or hide the overlay, but not put it behind the chat. Okay. It's going to hide the overlay, I think. What I'll do for next stream is I'll just make it so that is completely, there's nothing in that corner. Still too much? No worries. How's that? Don't know if you can hear some purring right now. Mr. Nerd is home and he's just brought a tiny little kitty boy. Well, he's not so tiny. Has Mr. Nerd returned home? Yes, he has.
He's chunky.
He's here. Oh. That bang was Mr. Nerd. Perfect. Fantastic. Wonderful. Okie dokie then. Everything is looking good so far. It's taken us 10 minutes to sort that out, but that's fine. I'd rather make sure everything's good and find out it's been annoying anybody later. It's looking very clean. Yeah, before I was trying to use OBS to do my streaming, and normally everything else, obviously if I was using OBS before, it was perfect, but is he hurt? No, I don't think so. I think it was his elbow that he knocked. I think he's all right at the moment. Mr. Nerd, are you hurt? What was that? He says the Emperor protected him. He's fine. which could mean, in fact, he's not, but you know. Right. Let's get on with some painting now, shall we? I'm going to mix the Caliban green and the moot green first to do the underside of our cape, because that's also just a few specks. I'm sure Mr. Neb will be joining the chat as well himself, even though I'm sure you'll hear him in the background at times as well. We'll probably do a bit of both since he is home. So for starters, I'm mixing Caliban green with some moot green. The Emperor protects elbows. He does indeed protect elbows. So obviously this is our shield from last time. What I'm going to do in a moment is just paint the back of this with bronze, just so that has a chance to dry before we go in and do any of the details. In fact, I'll do that now. We'll do that first, actually. We get to add all the fun details to this one today. Obviously get to order all the shading. And we also get to... Where's my deck? I've got the Targor Raid shade that we recommended last time. We also get to highlight this, and I get to add the Spirit Stone Red, which is the technical paint that makes it look like a gemstone. So I get to add that today. So I get to add all the fun, exciting stuff. All of our cats have been napping for the last couple of hours, and as soon as I obviously start talking out loud, they're like, oh, mother clearly must want attention. And now they're just slowly circling me like mini sharks. How many days is it now before you go away? Signed.
Look at where you're painting. You're painting right over the chat. Can you make chat smaller?
Let's see if I can. Nope. Is that what I meant to do? Something's together. Put my paintbrush down. Just seeing if I could minimize the chat, make it a bit smaller. I don't think I can, so I'll just try and keep the.
Streams paused.
You said stream's paused.
Mic is off. Streams paused.
Okay, there we go, we're back now. 12 days, fantastic. I'm going to try keeping the painting to this section of the screen because for some reason I can't shrink the chat box on the screen. Though it is transparent, it's obviously still dark behind it. So I still want to make sure you guys can still see it, so I'll stick to this side of the screen for painting. Have you got everything packed and ready now, signed? Or are you like a last minute packer for going away on holidays? No, I'm a last minute packer. Do you ever have like a general idea of what you kind of want to take with you and kind of keep that in the back of your mind, or is everything last minute for you? I find like packing really exciting. I'm a bit weird like that. If I'm going away, I like to plan the outfits. I'm a weirdo like that, so I like to do everything really in advance. I plan to pack the weekend before because I leave on a Monday. That is fair enough. Plus, leaving at the weekend before is still pretty good. You should not like packing on the day. I've seen that a fair few times. Just working in retail. It's like, oh, I'm going away on holiday. Wonderful. When are you going? Tonight. Wow. You're already just now buying clothes. Are you okay? There we go. You can see it. I'm going to get a little bit of Abaddon black because the bottom of his boot's a little bit scuffed up. So I want to make sure he is all clean and tidy. So it's not exactly a short trip either for you. It's quite a long one. I don't pack on the day for a long vacation, maybe for a short stay, but not for a long one. I get that. If you're doing like a weekend away, like 1 or 2 days, day off, it's fine. But I know you're going away for quite a while. Weather at the moment over here is not too cold. Obviously, that could change a lot in the next 12 days. But it has been quite rainy. Spending Xmas and New Year with your bestie. That's lovely. Definitely advise if you've got a coat to bring it, which obviously it's winter anyway. It's probably going to be wet, but it has been particularly wet at the minute. Just grabbing my Rakarth flesh for the underside of the clothing. Yeah, Leicestershire. Hello, cat. So for the underside of the cloak, I'm going to be using some Rakarth flesh. So I'll just teapot some of that now. Oh, hello, cat. Like you said your bestie's got like a full itinerary planned for whilst you're here. And one of those things, you're getting some tattoos done, which is very, very fun. Oh goodness. There is a cat on the bench deciding whether or not he wants to jump on the table. You are going to Warhammer World. Okay, we're going to just get on with again, the Rakarth flesh is this kind of pale, really pale, like brownish colour. There is a cat on the table. 1 second. For a split second, I'm going to move some stuff just to show you a certain little creature. Certain sweet boy. Paring his little head off. Hi, buddy. You gonna sit on the desk with me? You just know it's on the plans. Like I said, she's got the full itinerary planned. She's organised it all. Kitty, so that's Sid. And as you can see, even with that kind of close-up shot, he's got very dopey, sleepy, happy eyes. He's just happy to be here. He's our sweet, not so bright boy. He's a typical orange cat. He's the one you typically see in most of our videos, just kind of randomly trying to eat my paintbrushes. You need one. She's the organizer and I'm the last minuter. You need one in every friendship group to be one to be the organizer, one to be the one who does everything last minute, goes with the flow kind of person. The fact she's made so many plans as well just shows she's excited to have you obviously come and see her. Need a little bit more red card flush. I've also realised her husband is the male version of me. Apparently that's like super common though, where you have it where the spouse of your best friend is like eerily similar to the person you marry. Like the spouse is eerily similar to the best friend, like either the opposite version. Yeah, we have the same taste in music and are both into Warhammer. Sounds like you two would get along pretty well then. It's nice when the best friend and the spouse can get along. What is your preferred genre of music, Signed? We do get along nicely. That is really good to hear. Metal. Amazing. I also enjoy iron, bronze, and zinc. Oh dear. Mr. Nerd, why? Then again, it wouldn't be you if you didn't make a comment like that. Oh god, the dad jokes are early. They are. They are early today. Probably because he's slightly less sleep deprived. Maybe. Remembered we didn't paint the back of this with the bronze yesterday. So I'm going to finish painting the back of this with the bronze. Make sure the black's nice and tidy and fill the eyes in with red. There we go. He's running away from me. Because the things are so tiny, it just likes to kind of jump out of focus every now and then. I mean, our husband is paying for our tattoos. I don't think he would do that if he didn't like me. Agreed. I agree with you there. Very kind of him. Hang to one side. So this is the sword from yesterday. That green hue. What I'm going to do now is just paint his hand with black. Sounds like from what you've explained, like your Bessie's got quite a lot planned for you guys. So I think it's going to be a pretty exciting trip. I went and bought some more paints today, including the Balthazar Gold and the Caliban Green. Yeah, I know which one you mean. This lovely colour. And then this one. Got any projects you're working on those in particular, or just really liked them and wanted to add them to your collection? Oh, the shade one. Coelia green shade. Coelia, one of those. So let's add them to the collection. Fair enough. I'm sure you'll find something. To use them for very, very soon. Okay, hands all ready. I think we can start adding some shades to this whilst the others dry. Still really impressed with this. It's just such a cool little backpack or jetpack. Someone in the shop told me to get purples, and the owner was, "How about this one?" I said, "I already have all the purples and pinks in the range. Need to expand the colours." But to be honest, because you do quite a lot of like cutesy stuff, like your purples and your pinks are obviously really, really useful for those. Which shade do I want to go in with? Which one do I want to start with? I've got like my base and layer paints on one side, and then above me I have my like in front of me I have my shades. So I'm just picking the correct one. I think we'll go with Nuln Oil for the wings. We'll start with the classic. Yes, especially for next year. Have you got any fun projects planned for next year? Yeah, I remember you saying this the other day. Still can't say Sinesh very well. You're gonna need all the pinks and all the purples and everything like that. Have you painted? I know you said you've got Fulgrim. Have you painted Fulgrim yet? Or is he on your list of figures to paint? No, it's on my pile for next year. Makes sense. You might as well do it all in one go. I have a beautiful bronze I'm going to be using as my highlight today, which is this one. Psychorex bronze. Maybe keep him for last, that's probably a good idea. I'm going to use Psychorex bronze, which I think is going to look really, really good on that shield. And obviously on the top parts of this pack as well. So I'm excited to see how those highlights look. I used it today. I got a little bit excited and I had to use it again. I double checked on the Citadel colour app and it is actually what's recommended, so it's perfect. I'm going to go in with Nuln oil basically over everything except for the gold and the bronze sections. See, Fulgrim is quite a big guy anyway, like the actual figure's quite large to my knowledge. Not to mention the amount of detail and time it's going to take to both build and paint him. Usual Sinesh, I can't pronounce the Nuln fluently. The iron at the end is strange. Little things, we all have our ones that are a bit difficult for us. For me, it's Lanesh. Yeah, his base is the biggest figure to 130 millimeters. Woof. It's a chunky boy. Just grabbing the red shade that I need. The one that I mentioned I was going to go over the carrots with. Chunky base for a chunky snack, absolutely. He is very chunky. I'm going to go in with Caraberg Crimson over these boys. Basically, I'm excited just to see how the colour will look. If I don't like it, then I can go over them again. But I also just realised there's a tiny bit of corn red that I got on the Doom Bowl ground, so I'm going to quickly fix that first. And I'm going to get go over the skeleton. I'm going to use, recommend Seraphim Sepia for this, but I just prefer Skeleton Horde. Contrast paint. I've got 3 red contrast paints. Ooh. This is the only red contrast paint we have. The Carabao Crimson. I think that's the only red one we've got. Actually, no, contrast paint. What about that's a shade paint. We have Blood Angels Red. We have a couple more, I think. I can just see Blood Angels Red off the corner. I'm certain we've got more though. That's how the skeleton looks now that he's had a wash of Skeleton Horde. I've got Bell Red, Blood Angels Red, and Flesh Tearers Red. We have all 3 of those. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. I know there's definitely more, obviously. Just gonna grab some Agrax Earthshade. We'll have to focus. Yep. To start shading in the base on this. Even got a few green contrasts. Beautiful. I'm mostly focusing Agrax Earthshade on all these tiles. I do love these tiles. Actually, they're a little bit like random, but I do love the fact that just by adding the shade paint, it's just brought out all the little designs and details. So that's quite fun. Just count a bit more. Have you eaten your Terry chocolate oranges yet? I've devoured the milk one. It didn't last a day. I can't lie. I've been thinking about them since you mentioned it, and now it just makes me really, really want one. Just go get them. It's a little bit of a trek for me to go down and get them, especially now. But spotted, indeed. That's how it's looking so far. It's obviously a little bit dark and a bit grimier now that I've added the shade. It's actually brought out the details in the tiles a bit better. Right. I think I'm going to go in with that crimson now. Just because I want to see how it's going to look. If I don't like it, then I have the time to find something else that will work. Yeah, obviously, it seems to be like probably any of the comments I have had from Twitch at the moment over the last few streams, when obviously it's been playing up anyway, like have been bots. Right. Let's try this crimson. I'm going to make some hot chocolate and get something to eat. BRBs. Okay, then no worries, son. See you in a moment. Anybody else watching? Have they got any? Obviously, Terry chocolate orange for me is like immediately one of those things where if you got it in your stocking, you knew it was Christmas. Has anybody got anything else food wise this time of year that they immediately associate with the Christmas season? And the minute they see it back on the shelves, you know it's Christmas time. I think that was a really good choice, actually. More or less created that kind of winey brown look that I was going for. Which is the colour I was hoping for. So that's perfect. Right. Time to start adding some shade to Lion now. I'm going to go with non-oil first and just kind of focus on this shoulder pad. It looks a little bit strange because it's obviously being only part of being silver as well, and everything else is in bronze or gold. Change those details a little bit. I think I'm going to go in with Seraphim Sepia next, actually, and I'm going to go over the lion hide. Thank you. A little drink break. I'm going to go in with the same Seraphim Sepia after I accidentally knocked Lion over, so sorry. And I'm going to do that over the kind of goldy, bronzy areas as well. immediately. It just brings up all those details in the lion part on his shoulder. I think shading might actually be one of my favourite parts. Just it brings back any of those details that you may have lost, or it reveals details. Just double checking there's no pooling anywhere. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go this over his hair as well. And his beard. I'm going to be highlighting his hair with grey later as well. So after all, he is an old man. He's not the youngest of boys anymore. Let's get some more Nuln oil. Hello. Did you go for just like a standard hot chocolate? Or did you go for like a white chocolate, dark chocolate? Chocolate bomb. Ooh. Even better. Did I have lots of marshmallows and stuff like that inside? I had a pink one yesterday. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, I've been having quite a few hot chocolates as of late. Right, I think it's time to shade the back of his cloak. And for that, I'm going to go in with the Coalia green shade. Yes, that is marshmallow inside. Lovely. So if you're going to have a chocolate bomb and then not have marshmallows, what's the point? It has to have marshmallows. Hot chocolate is a must for winter. I agree. Looking forward to adding the highlights to this cloak as well. Which I'll be using that super vibrant green for, the moot one. Or I might go in with warp stone below. Or maybe even both. In fact, I'll probably do both. It's looking very shiny now. Moving back onto the pack whilst that dries. Those greens look looks very well together. They do. I think what I'll do is the warp stones the base, and then I'll use moot green as like the top highlight, just to tie it all together again. I'm gonna go in with Seraphim Sepia, one or the other. And once I've done this, I will then move on to the shield. The moot green is neon. Yeah, it is very bright green, but it is the same green I mixed with Caliban to make that green that I've got. So I'm just going to use it to obviously tie it together as well. Right, just grabbing my... I might go with the waystone, is it warpstone? Yeah, I might go with the warpstone inside. I like it as is. But if it needs a little bit of something extra, then I'll just do a touch, a tiny smidgen of moot green as well. For the bronzy shades, I'm going to go in with Reichland Flesh shade. And for the gold, I'm going to go in with the Seraphim Sepia. Oops. Just throw it everywhere. It's such a pretty shield. I tend to use... is a pretty shield indeed. Yes, it is. I tend to use moot green quite a lot. I used it for all of the eyes on my original Sylvaneth, just to kind of make that glowing look. Sorry, I had to yawn for a second there. It's such a beautiful colour. I've used it quite a lot since then. There we go. Right. For the star, it's that top corner, I need a tiny brush and I need my Coelia green shade again. Just like with the sword. Where it wants that tiny green hue to it. They want that on the shield as well. So I'm going to get just a dot of that. Put that in the top corner. And I'm going to get my spirit stone ready. Again, this is a technical paint that when it dries will make it look like jewels. And I'm going to apply those to the necklace and a few other little sections. we go. I actually think I'm going to use that tiny, tiny brush. And I'm going to grab some Stormhost silver. Because there's a few silver eye pieces on this anyway that need to be filled in anyway. But I think I'm actually going to fill in his eye with this, just to kind of break up the solid gold look. Excuse me. Tiny random cat hair on my brush. It's like the tiniest dot. I don't think you'll be able to really see it on camera. Oh, you can. It just breaks up that gold a little bit nicer. Do love using Stormhost. But of course, I'm going to be using Auric Armor Gold to highlight a lot of the Retributor armor sections, and then I'll use that bronze shade to highlight, obviously, the bronze sections. So this is going to be very, very pretty when it's done. How are you going to do the writing on the seal? Very good question. No idea. Luckily with this, there isn't any thing for me to do any writing on. This, I just need to do a little bit of shading. See, that's got a bit of writing on it, which I've managed to cover with a bit of black paint. But I don't think, luckily these haven't got any writing on them. I don't know whether or not I'm going to. Just because I don't think I have the attention to detail to do that well. That might be something I have to leave to last and maybe do another day. There's quite a few of the seals on them, to be honest. I can't do it for the life of me, so I have a friend who does that for me. It's fair enough. And I do his transfers for him. I think that's a fair trade. Just depositing some auric armor gold so I can start doing the gold highlights as well. Time to get the beautiful bronze trade out here, which is Psychorex bronze. Which is just the most beautiful colour. And that's going to be used to do the, like around the edge of the shield, there's like a rope pattern. I'm basically more or less going to fill that entire rope pattern in using this. Have you got much planned between now and when you go away then signed? No, not really. Saving all the energy, and obviously, like I said, you weren't feeling very well mentally or physically for a little while there. So I imagine it's just a lot of like just making sure you're taking care of yourself between now and then, just relaxing and chilling, not thinking too much about anything. That's good though. Only thing you need to be thinking about is how excited you are to see your bestie and go on your little holiday, which I think is the perfect balance. And maybe guessing how long that secondary chocolate orange is going to last. That would be the only other question, in only other thing to question. I think it'll be gone by Sunday. That's probably pretty accurate. There's the shield currently in all its glory so far. It's so beautiful. If they made like you said the other day, like a bag or a purse with this on, even a keychain. It's just so pretty. For the scrolls, I'm going to just go over them with Seraphim Sepia again, just to kind of finish off the shield. It does look very nice. I want it as a pin. It'd be a great pin. I didn't check the other day. I said the other day it was probably something I'd be interested in checking out, but I forgot about it. I forgot to check. There we go. I'm just going to bring out some silver for this star. And then I would say the shield is dropped onto my blanket. Then I'll say the shield is done. So for the shield, for the star again, I'm going to go in with some more Storm Host and my tiny brush. Just so I can do those points. And then I'm going to highlight the sword after this because I'm going to use Storm Host again to highlight the sword. And that is that. So pretty. Right, sword time. Simon. Just focusing this on the handle. Adventure time. Focusing this mostly on the hand. And handle words. Okay, a little bit more silver. The pommel of the sword. I don't tend to obviously get very many figures that have swords that are this detailed. Swords or shields that are this detailed. So it's fun to do something that is detailed like this. I mean, a primach is not going to have a simple sword. No, he doesn't. And he shouldn't. So for myself, just concentrating. It's like a line just through the middle of the blade there that I've just added a very thin line of silver to. There we go. It's a very pretty sword. I like that a lot. Then we can go back in, because we're still continuing with the Storm Host, to do more of this. So we're going to bring it out some of these wings on his pack. Okay. All of our cats have gone back to nap time mode, and they're all being really snuggly and really adorable. Well, less nap time, more bedtime at this point. I know you're away for Christmas and New Year's. Have you put any Christmas decorations up, or have you just kind of decided not to, since you're obviously going to be away for Christmas? Sid, you're slightly too far away for me to reach now. Don't drag him under there. Let's wait for him to get a bit closer to me so I can grab him. He was over there. My decorations from last year are still up, but I did get a new LED Christmas tree. Very nice. It's the silver wings, just re-added with the highlights. And I get to use some more of that beautiful bronze. Sycorax bronze. We're putting up our Christmas tree this weekend. I've muted it for a second. You could be a bit loud if you want to. But yeah, we're putting up our Christmas tree this weekend. We've got some friends coming around. We're going to have like a mini Christmas with them, which will be really nice. My mother already has put all their Xmas decks at the end of November. I'm pretty sure my mother did the same thing. People get really excited for it, and obviously I understand why. Now I'm going to go back in with some auric armor. So I can highlight the spikes. Spikes, thorns, whatever they're supposed to be. To go back in with a little bit of storm host, because I forgot about the design in the middle of the pack. Well, I did just overdo it for a second there, adding a dot of black just to kind of fix my little mistake. Picking out specific wings now. There we are. And now I get to go in with my green highlights. And for that, I'm going to go in with Warpstone Glow. Focusing that mostly on these edges first. Do you have a favourite Christmas movie signed? Something that every year you watch. Or maybe a Christmas tradition that you follow every single year. Aside from obviously hot chocolate in winter, that is a must. Nightmare Before Christmas, always a good start. Usually it's Xmas for my parents. Usually it's Xmas for my parents. That's very nice though. Obviously this year Christmas with your bestie. Very subtle green highlights just with the edges. Right, I think it's time to move back on to Mr. Lion now. Just using that warp stone glow to begin with now. Ed said no capes, but you can't deny they look cool. No, we can't deny it, especially this one. I mean, Mr. Lion has a lion pelt. You can't really deny him a cape when you haven't denied him a lion pelt. Just going to get a little bit more warp stone. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go in with some moot green as well. Just to really amplify this. Because the warp stone's subtle, and very pretty. It's just a little something extra. Just building up in layers. This is a very subtle shift in colour. Obviously, wherever there's a crease, excuse me, wherever there is a crease, that's where I've applied that warp stone as a highlight. It is almost, it's like slightly, yeah, you can definitely see a shift in the greens. It's just very, very subtle. So I think going in with moot green as like at the highest points almost, and dragging it down will look really, really nice, just to kind of, again, further amplify it. Worst case scenario, if I don't like it, then I can go back over with some warp stone and kind of blend it out. But I have a feeling I'm going to like it. But I don't want to completely lose that warp stone. So I'm just kind of dragging a very, very thin line of it, almost like down the outer edge of where I've applied the warp stone. That does look good. Yeah, thank you. I think it's such a neon color, it's really easy to overwhelm it with this. So I'm trying to be really, really careful with how I'm placing it. But yeah, I think that's definitely the look I was going for. Very happy with this cape. I like this cape a lot. I think this cape would be the one exception to Edna's no capes rule. And unlike with Bob, where she goes, "My God, you've gotten fat," she just look at Lan and go, "My God, you've gotten old." Oh, I like this a lot. We have to start finding characters that have capes, you know. As long as he doesn't get stuck with it somewhere, he's fine. He has got an odd, exactly. So her rule would, instead of the little line where she's like, "Who are you? What do you want?" And Bob just like reveals his glasses, and she's like, "My God, you've gotten fat." Instead of that, she just goes to like, "My God, you've gotten old." This is a perk of him being on a base. Oh, when you read his book, there is a funny bit where he meets a Chaos Space Marine. There we go. That might even be some of the best highlighting I've done. Happy bunny with that. And I'm going to just drag it along the edge of his cape as well. I was a bit worried with the moot green, but it was unwarranted. Just trust the process, signed. It will all be okay. Because it is obviously a very vibrant green. For the most part, like a lot of this will be done with warpstone. But it's just for his cape. I wanted it to have those extra vibrant highlights. I've literally, you can see it just on the tail end there. It's like I've dragged the tiniest amount along the base, but it almost just makes it like it's glowing a little bit. So even neon paints applied in the right amount can do exactly what you want them to do without being too overwhelming. Very happy with that. You doing, Bibbo? Thank you very much. So I had to have a little stretch break there. Yeah, very pleased with that. But even his black is going to be highlighted with, because this is what I mean, like in the photos, it looks like a greenish black mix, his suit, but it is black with green pieces. And then they use warpstone as the highlight. But for that, I'm definitely going to be highlighting. I'm not going to be dry brushing, because if I dry brush, I will ruin all the black. So I may even lay a thin, I may even use warpstone as the highlight on top of a tiny bit of Caliban. And maybe it's a thin, similar to what I did here, where I used the warpstone first and then highlighted over the top with the newt. I might do that on the seams of the black with Caliban, just to kind of bring that green back to it, and then highlight over the top with that with warpstone. Since that technique worked for me before, I think I should do it again. We've laid down a new rug that we've been meaning to, but I haven't, Mr. Nerd has. And our cats and Mr. Nerd are currently a little bit obsessed with it. Every now and then I look over, there's a cat rolling around on it, loving it. And then every now and then I look over and it's Mr. Nerd rolling around on it, loving it. Right. I think I'm going to do Caliban as a base and then I'll go over the top with Warpstone. Just because I think if I apply the Warpstone straight over the black, it's not going to be as vibrant as I want it to be. But I don't want to go too crazy bright either. I'm going to save his face kind of for last, because that's the one thing I really, really do suck at, is face highlighting. Because I'm really scared to lose detail. Again, what I'm using now is Caliban, so you're probably not going to be able to see it that much because it's super dark green. Like ever so subtly see, it's like the tiniest contrast. I can't do faces, hence the excessive use of helmets. Yeah, I don't blame you for that. His helmet did look really, really cool, and it does look really, really cool. But I kind of wanted to see the old man's face for this. Like I said, today and tomorrow is going to be highlighting, so it's going to be quite a. I'll do like a 2-ish hours, 2.5 hour stream. So I've got like another 25 minutes or so. And then we'll pick up again on the highlighting tomorrow. Because there's a lot of parts here that need highlighting. Obviously, I finished the shield for highlights today, and the sword. I'm going to go back in and do some more highlights on the jetpack, and obviously on his helmet, and then I've got the entire base to do. And obviously, there's quite a lot to do on Mr. Lion here. There is some lighter green under here, which is obviously his matching cape up here. So for those, I will use moot green. Oh, it's club night tomorrow. What have you got going on tomorrow? What do you do for club? Warhammer Club. That makes sense. We come together and do Warhammer like playing and painting. Very nice. That sounds really fun. Oh my god. If that is not the happiest cat I've ever seen in my entire life, he is in heaven. Oh. Do you mostly paint their side or do you play as well? You want to see that happy kitty? It's quite a few happy kitties, to be honest. Just playing has too many rules. That is fair enough. I completely understand that. Yeah, the ball kind of just melted. Like the second the Roth was put the rug down, the ball just kind of gone into heaven mode. They're all very happy with it. And it's just picking out everything. All of this is really is like edge highlighting. I will do a tiny bit of battle damage on him, but not much. I'll do like a little bit of like probably some silver damage on his armor every now and then from like maybe a bullet grazing him or something, just to make his armor look slightly less perfect. This is a very pretty mini. I don't want to be adding too many extra details because it's already got quite a lot of details, obviously. How many of you guys are there in this little club then that you guys do? And is it like in person or is it like online, like Zoom or anything like that? I mean, The club has 65 members, but usually it's about 20 or 30 of them during club nights. That's really, really good. That's really cool. Okay, I think I'm done with the Caliban Green highlights. So I can decant some more warpstone and start going over with those. So again, warpstone is this kind of warpstone itself is still quite vibrant, to be honest. It's also not as vibrant as mood green. I'm very much enjoying painting this figure. It looks great. Thank you, Sund. I'm just impressed they've only been doing this a year. And I'm not waiting that year. Still things I cannot do for the life of me. But he's getting there. The trick is to keep going. Exactly. Practice makes perfect, after all. As close to perfect as you can get. Like even with the like streaming and stuff like that, like having the ability to have like live reaction to something you're doing, especially if it's a figure that you're maybe in that moment not enjoying so much or whatever. There could be somebody else that no, like you're doing well, keep going. It's just nice to kind of have sometimes another person actively there watching you, enjoying what you're doing. Would you have ever said not so nice things? I can do that too if you like. Completely up to you, signed. I've had it, like we've had it in the comments, but some people are just they say like the odd weird comment or nasty comment, and you're just like, okay. It's coming together well. Like I literally said on Monday, like I was having times painting him, I was like, ooh. And now look at him like, oh wow. Just gonna go in with some Abaddon Black now and just do a tiny bit of like cleaning up in certain areas. And then I'm gonna go in with Eshin Grey and highlight certain darker areas as well. Just like a couple areas where, as I was going over with the green, like it kind of flooded over a little bit as well. So I'm just tidying those parts up where I don't want the green to be. I wonder how his face is going to turn out. That's the part I'm scared of, to be honest. His hair, no worries. His face, slightly worried. That's kind of the other reason why part of me is thinking do that next. My Titus still has a face from my nightmares. I'm kind of tempted to just bite the bullet and do his face next. Because right now he's obviously a very interesting salmon colour. And he needs to be a slightly less salmon colour. Last step, I'm going to do his face. I've decided I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm starting with Cadian Flesh Tone. And then I'm going to go over that with Pallid Lich Flesh, or Witch Flesh, sorry. Just to kind of guess that a watcher didn't put sunscreen on his face. No, he did not. To be honest, they aren't quite tall enough. They are only little. Mr. Nerd said should have used Factor 40k if you didn't quite catch that. That was actually quite good. It was bad, but it was good. I'm going to switch to my smallest brush. SPF 40k, exactly. This shade is only like maybe like one shade slightly less sunburnt than what he already looks like. So it's not going to be super noticeable at first. As he's an older man, he has some wrinkles in his face. So still just as handsome though. We don't judge. Maybe the fact that Mr. Lion has so many wrinkles helps. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm kind of just placing the highlight above where the wrinkles are. It's such like the shade is almost identical to Bugman's, just not quite. It's like ever so slightly lighter. But that will help when it comes to doing my witch flesh in a minute, where I know then where to apply the highlights. At the moment, I've applied it to above his eyebrows, down the bridge of his nose, top part of his forehead, and his cheekbones. Do I want to go in with Pallid Witch Flesh? Because that's very, very light. Or do I want to go with Kislev and then with Pallid Witch Flesh? I think that might be a better option. Then I could just gradually build it up. It'd be like 3 different layers of highlight. But I'd rather have 3 different layers of highlight and make it look better. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Don't do it. Just because that is so... I wouldn't use Pallid Witch Flesh, way too pale. It's just pure white almost. So that's why I'm thinking if I mix that potentially with a bit of Kislev, that will lighten the Kislev, because the Kislev's pretty pinky toned as well. Yeah, because the Kislev on its own it's nice, like it's a nice skin tone. What I might do is Kislev, and then a tiny bit on top of that of Kislev mixed with a tiny bit of Pallid Witch, just to do like the highest point of his nose and the highest point of his brow. I'm going to go in with Kislev first. Like this is actually, the Pallid Witch Flesh is actually the colour that the guide recommends on Citadel. But that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. Okay. Could you see his eyebrows are a tiny bit lighter now? And then down the tip of his nose. So and I'm dropping my brushes. He has some cheekbones, but they're quite tiny. That face looks defined. That's the look I'm going for. So it looks defined and highlighted. I'm fine with that. And then just the very tippy tips of his ears. Now the eyeballs. That's the one that scares me, signed. Really scares me. Okay. Pretty happy with his little face. According to the web, Lion has grey eyes. Oh, goodness. The eyeballs are so tiny, though. Happy with the highlighting, though. I think I've done a good job of highlighting his face. He's a very defined looking man. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do his eyes today. Salamander eyes are easy, just red dots. Yeah, that does make it a lot easier. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do the eyes today. I think I'll leave it at that today. Because today we have managed to completely shade him. We have done his glorious cape. So when I come back tomorrow, we're going to highlight and shade and contour this lion pelt. We've shaded the entire figure. We've obviously actually by the time my headphones are dying as well. We've added the green highlights to the black, and we've highlighted his face. So we've done a pretty good job so far. I'm going to say quick while we're ahead in this, whilst I'm still kind of alert, because the minute I get sleepy, these highlights are going to go really, really downhill, really, really fast. So tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off. I might be brave enough to do his eyes, I might not. We'll find out. But if not, there is lots of other things here that needs highlighting, and then of course his entire base still needs highlighting. So thank you for watching this beautiful new little graphic through Restream. Honestly, thank you so much for tuning in today and for joining the chat and keeping me company. I've really, really appreciated it. Obviously, tomorrow I know is your Warhammer, But of course, I'm more than happy to send photos if you'd like to see where we got to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. It's been really greatly appreciated. Everybody who's watched it and has been keeping in tabs with it and keeping on tabs with this week. It's greatly appreciated. Like I said, we'll be continuing this until he's finished, which could be Friday or Saturday. And then next week we'll be starting Dark Water. So again, I'll leave everybody off for the night now. Without further ado, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Bye!